Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified each time I upload a new video. This week's Magical Monday video will be discussing how to interpret candle soot and what it means when your candle glass breaks and or bursts. Basically, we see candle soot anytime we extinguish our candle. We don't blow out the candle flame. Remember, never blow out the candle flame, because in essence, you're blowing out your wish, petition, or prayer. So when you extinguish, we always use a cap, like from this candle, it came with a cap, or a saucer, or something that's non-flammable, that you could cover the glass and snuff out the flame. You snuff out the flame, you never blow it out. So with that being said, we basically, sometimes you see soot around the inner part of the glass, like around here, but on the inside, and it comes in you know, at least 2 different colors. Sometimes you don't see the soot, sometimes you do, and I will go over what those mean. And you extinguish the candle when you don't want to leave your candle unattended, lit unattended. So it's like when you're leaving the house to go to work, school, or just go somewhere where you might be gone for longer than an hour or 2, and you don't feel comfortable leaving the candle lit. Maybe before bed, you don't want to sleep when the candle was lit. You might want to snuff it out then. Or when the work is done, meaning the candle has finished burning, you may experience or see soot inside the candle glass. So the first soot, that color I want to discuss, is black soot. And black soot basically means negative energy or interference. It appears only, if it appears only at the top of the jar, that means your petition, prayer, or attention has met opposition. And that means, if it's up at the top, it basically means that the opposition has been overcome. Now if it covers the entire glass, the container, that basically means the work has been thwarted and it may need to be repeated. Now this has happened to me before, where my candle glass was completely black. Like, I usually use the 7-day candles, and it went halfway and it was just completely black. That basically meant I let the candle continue to burn. Once it was finished, the next time I burned the candle for the same intention, I burned the same candle for that same petition and or intention. And you keep repeating the process until it no longer leaves black soot. And like I said, let this candle burn completely out and make sure you burn another. You don't have to burn it the same day. Just if you're following the moon cycle, and I'll discuss moon phases in another video. If you are following the moon cycles and doing your candle magic at that time, say if you do your candle magic at the new moon, and you experience the black soot basically covering like the entire glass container, the full moon, you will burn the same type of candle for the same petition, for the same intention, and hopefully it doesn't leave the black soot. You just keep repeating it until that no longer leaves black soot. Now the next color is white. White soot is very rare, and it represents spiritual communication and assistance. So when you see white soot around the inside of the container, that's basically your spirit guides and your ancestors communicating with you and providing assistance to make sure that your petition is heard and assisting it to be granted. So what we're really looking for when we're doing our candle magic is, you could look for white soot, which is a good sign. It's very rare, but you want a good clean burn, meaning your candle burns and it doesn't leave any soot in the glass container. And this is only when you are using candles that's in a glass container, like 7-day candles, or these type of candles that you see at dollar store, your grocery store, or Walmart, or Bath and Body Works. Any candle place that you could get candles in glass. If it leaves soot, you want to make sure that it's not black. Make sure if you see white, that's great, but you want it to be crystal clear. You want it to be crystal clear when you're burning your candle. You don't want it to leave any type of soot unless it's white. Now, when a candle glass explodes or the container breaks, it could mean one or two things. Either your work has been vetoed by the greater power, meaning that spirit is saying no, no. So when this happens, you have a couple of options. You could cleanse yourself in your sacred space. Cleansing meaning you sage. You sage yourself with white sage or Palo Santo. I could do another video regarding smudging and cleansing. And then there's also Florida water. And then you could, and then also stop the work until you have more information. That's the two things that could be mean what it means when a candle glass breaks or bursts. I personally say whatever blockages or oppositions that your petition or attention has come across, it means that it's been broken. That's what I believe when the candle glass bursts or breaks. It means what negative energies out there that's barring you from getting what you want has been broken. And if you feel like you have a curse or a hex on you and you're doing your candle magic and that happens, you can actually interpret that as meaning that it's been broken. Don't worry if this when this happens, if it ever happens to you and the candle is still burning, snuff the candle out as best you can. In this one instance, I will say blow out the candle, depending on how the candle glass breaks. Be very careful when you're doing your cleanup because it's glass and it could actually cut you. So be very careful. If you can salvage it, re-bless the candle as best you can and put that entire candle, what's left of it, if it's still encased in glass, put it in another glass container and you could probably try to salvage it that way. If not, abandon it and burn another candle. You might want to just abandon it for this particular, like I said, if you do follow the moon cycle, abandon it for that moon cycle and revisit it at the next moon cycle. Or just abandon it for that day and then do it the next day. Now, I do have some experience with a candle glass breaking and bursting, and so I will tell you that story here now. Once I started doing candle magic on a consistent basis, I went to the candle store and I bought my candles. I was very excited. They were 7-day candles. I had them dressed by the clerk there, and I brought them home and went and lit and prayed and set my intentions and my prayers and everything, and I proceeded to light my candle. It lit like nothing was going to go wrong with it. It lit like any normal candle would. And then I went about my business. About not even 5 minutes later, I went downstairs to go fix some food and everything like that. Next thing I know, I'm married. My mother's talking about, did glass just break? And she's like, I think that came from your room. And I'm like, are you serious? We just lit our candles. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. So I go back upstairs to my room. Lo and behold, candle still burning. Half the glass is on the floor. We tried to salvage it. We were just like, you know what, let's just abandon it. And luckily I had another candle going, but I just abandoned that petition. And I was just like, okay, I'll revisit this on the next moon cycle, because I don't have time to be trying to salvage this. This has happened actually twice to me. That was just the first time when I started consistently doing candle magic that it had happened. And of course, luckily I, didn't freak out. I had someone there, my mother, that walked me through how to handle things and what it actually meant. And we just took it as a good sign. Like, okay, well, whatever opposition that's around me is broken. So next time I light my candle for the same petition, it should work. It should go just fine. And it basically did. The second time that it had happened, I actually believe I caused it, because I lit the candle. Everything was fine. It actually was a candle just kind of like this one. Wasn't a 7-day candle or anything like that. Lit the candle like I normally do. I always put it on the saucer to let it be act as a barrier between the candle and whatever surface I had my candle on. And I lit the candle as normal and everything like that. Had it lit it one day, and it was like the next day and everything like that. And I always look at my candles. And the next day, when I got home from work and was checking my candles and everything like that, I got angry with a family member, and we was having an argument, and I got so emotional and heated that the candle just burst. And me and the family member just looked at each other like, okay. Family member left me alone, and I went and calmed down in my room and dealt with the candle. I was like, okay, I'm going to abandon the work. And like I said, I didn't even try to salvage it. I just abandoned the work and got rid of it and revisit the petition on the next moon cycle. Because I was just like, I can't. But I fully believe that it worked off of my emotions. And since my emotions was high that day, the candle glass actually just violently burst. Now, it was brought to my attention from a subscriber that she has like taper candles, little chime candles, and some of them was broken. Now, you can salvage those type of candles by connecting them back and sealing them around with wax, melting them together with another type of wax. And those are good only for reconnecting with a loved one, like a significant other that may have wandered off, or you wanted to get back together with a former love. You can do that. Use those type of candles, that type of work with those particular candles. A chime candle, a taper candle that's been broken, and you have to seal it with a different type of wax to bring it together. And that's basically bringing you and the other person back together. And it doesn't even have to be a significant other. It could be a family member. It's basically the sole purpose of that is to reconnect. So you could use that method to reconnect with a loved one or a significant other. And like I said, you cannot force someone to be with you. We do not practice that in hoodoo. Not the light work that I do. I don't encourage that. But I just use caution when you use that method. So I hope you like this video, and I hope it was very informative for you. I will leave my information in the description bar or box. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.